Hi there, this is your friend Anna, and the question that I've been getting the most from all of my friends is, what are we wearing? This age-old question isn't just about choosing an outfit, it's about choosing how we present ourselves to the world. I created the I Want Her Shoes podcast to dive deep into what it means to dress with intention, whether you're heading to a council meeting or just having a casual day out with your family. Join the conversation as we explore the power of personal style and the decisions that shape our public personas. Put on your favorite pair of shoes and step into my closet. Welcome back to the I Want Her Shoes podcast, where we celebrate the women leading with heart, style, and strategic fire. I'm your host, Anna, and today's guest brings soul to the boardroom and clarity to the chaos of modern leadership. Meet Kelly Dolinek, a transformational coach, strategic advisor, speaker, and former executive at companies like Microsoft and LinkedIn, with 2 decades of experience building global teams, scaling culture, and driving vision across high-growth organizations. Kelly now guides leaders, founders, and teams towards conscious, purpose-aligned performance, which is amazing. Whether she's advising C-level execs speaking unconscious leadership or helping burnt out high achievers return to balance, Kelly's work sits at the intersection of neuroscience, energy regulation, and soul-driven strategy, which is amazing. And she's also a board member, arts advocate, and a proud mom of 2 boys, just like me, boy mom, yay.
Boy mom.
Kelly, welcome to the show.
Thank you. So excited to be here. This is a beautiful closet.
Thank you. It's so great to have you.
Feeling the vibes. Love it.
And let's go and start from the origin. Tell us about your background, where did you grow up, and what brought you to the beautiful city of Miami?
I grew up in Mentor, Ohio, which is a small town outside of Cleveland, and just a really beautiful simplicity about it, very community-based, and was in Chicago for 16 years, and then when COVID hit, we came on vacation to Miami.
As did many people, right?
As did many of us. And we decided that we could build a life here, so we didn't go back, although we love heading back to the Midwest for vacations and seeing friends.
Well, I'm really glad that you stayed here and that I met you. And you've worked inside some of the most influential companies in the world. And what inspired you to step out of the corporate fast lane and into coaching and advisory? Because I feel like we're seeing more and more of that happening.
Yeah, I mean, I love being a part of a well-oiled machine, and I loved, 2 decades of that. It was amazing. But I really got to see in that time what it looked like when a team was thriving, and then what was happening under the scenes when it was really just surviving. And so I've always seen that part of my purpose is to help other people hit their potential, and so working with sustainable conscious performance feels very aligned to me.
No, that's really beautiful and very important and much needed, because we know that burnout is everywhere right now, especially for women who are balancing ambition, caregiving, and identity. And I've seen that now there's more women staying home than ever again, which is crazy because we were kind of in a different place before COVID, I feel like. Yeah. How do you define burnout, and what are some of the signs of, people that are really high functioning that we miss, we just kind of ignore?
Yeah, I have my own story of burnout through COVID. I had a new baby, I had a new job. We didn't really have a solid home base for about a year, and we're living in about a dozen different places. And so I really felt it. And I think that burnout to me is a soul level misalignment, where we're doing a lot of what we think we should be doing instead of where we feel like our purpose lies. And it's really easy for high performers to miss it because we like to say we can do it, and I've got that, and don't worry about that. I'm just tired, and so we miss that we're actually in fight or flight a lot of the time.
Right.
And you can tell is your tongue hitting the roof of your mouth? Is your jaw clenched? Are your shoulders up? Do you feel like you're in flow and ease, or do you feel that tension just as you're going
Definitely
through
tension. But well, no, I mean, I think that's it's everywhere, as I said, and I know that your approach blends neuroscience, mindset work, and conscious strategy. Can you break down what that looks like in practice when you're working with a client or a team?
Yeah, I mean, I think it really starts with some deep listening and getting a really good sense. Where are you right now? Like, let's be honest. Let's take a view of where you are, and then let's settle in and figure out what that desired state looks like. And then from there, it's figuring out what are those aligned and inspired actions in order to get there and breaking it down into tactical steps. For individuals, I love starting with a tool called the Wheel of Life.
That's cool.
For companies, it's a strategic plan. And they're very similar in that it's a really great visual to lay out and get a very powerful and simple view of exactly where you are. And so that gives us this full picture that we can really work from there. And from the neuroscience side, neuroplasticity is our brain's ability to shift and change and adjust. And as we are able to rewire our thoughts, our behaviors, our emotional reactions, things like that, we're able to figure out what are those stories that we have in the background, what are those things that we're repeating to ourselves, maybe limiting beliefs that we can really focus on and create new neural pathways once we're able to, shift them. So really fun and exciting.
No, I think that's great. And let's talk about the energy regulation. And you say it's a superpower for performance. Mm-hmm. What daily habits or small little tiny shifts that do you recommend for staying grounded and clear?
Well, I think energy is our greatest currency, and if we use it wisely.
I love that. I just heard, didn't Taylor Swift just say that too? Something about,
oh my
God, yes. I feel like that just came, it's in
the collective, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you use it wisely, it expands, and if you are reactive, then you burn it. And so I created a tool, like a priority aligned to-do list. And that really helps figure out what those micro-aligned actions are to make sure we're doing a gut check of that your priorities align to what you're doing every day. So I think that really helps. I think in terms of what to do if you are feeling scattered, I think that first step really starts with your breath. We don't all realize that.
Yes, I saw you breathing earlier too.
Yes, I am constantly the one in yoga class where the instructor saying, "Good breathing over there. It's breathing," right? And it can be really anywhere. I always am finding time to set and readjust and reground whenever I need to, and I think that is one tool that we all have. There's 4-7-8 breathing. There's so much breathing. I love walking people through that, but that's really such a beautiful place to start because it's finding that stillness within ourselves when everything else is moving around, to shift from the state of being, shift from doing, what's the next thing we need to do, into that state of being. And the beautiful thing is that answers will come when we actually just stop and find that stillness.
Yeah, no, it's definitely beautiful if you can actually stop, right? That's And you yourself lead with such grounded elegance. How has your personal style evolved as your career and inner world shifted as well into this from like corporate to a coach side and a mom too?
Well, thank you. That's such a beautiful compliment because I think the goal is to have our outer style reflect our inner self. And I think when I was in Chicago, there was a lot of black, there was a lot of blue, there was some gray, and that was pretty much it. And that reflected what I was comfortable sharing to the world. So one thing I love about Miami is the freedom of you can wear anything, you can do anything. And I love that about being in Miami, and I'm more thoughtful about how I show up and choosing things that reflect how I feel. And if I'm comfortable and confident in what I'm wearing, then I can be comfortable and confident. So it's definitely a lot.
Cheers to that. I think that is true. It's true to say.
Yes, cheers.
And you advise on everything from boundary setting to emotional intelligence to reinvention. How do you help leaders reconnect with themselves, especially at a times when they've been running on autopilot like a lot of us just do?
Yeah, well, the first step is believing that another level or version of yourself, I like thinking of it as versions of yourself, like believing that that's even possible and that's accessible to you and that's something that you're able to find. And then the second step is the vulnerability to really look inwards.
That's hard too.
And have the awareness to see life as a mirror of your choices, to see that you created this. It's very easy to look outwards and blame other people, situations, the market, anything. But you created your life, and to get out of autopilot and finally building the practices that it takes to sustain and reconnect to yourself, that's the most fun work that we can do.
For sure. No, I agree 1000%. And you're also a strategic voice in the arts, previously sitting on the board of Hubbard Street Dance in Chicago and now working with Buick's Arts. How do you movement and creativity shape your leadership style and how you coach?
Well, I think one thing that is beautiful about the arts is that it teaches us that there are so many unique different points of view, and there's not one way of doing things. And incredible thing about companies is you have people coming from all different walks of life, all different points of view coming together that might not have otherwise been able to come together. And I think that that innovation comes from the inclusion of different ideas. Usually the best idea comes from that growth mindset and design thinking. And so I think when that is really part of the culture and the creativity and collaboration is really born, that's when the best ideas come to life.
That's a beautiful answer. And what do you wear when you want to feel most aligned and powerful? Is there a piece in your closet that you go to that you're like, yes, I'm gonna put that on?
Well, I have to say it really depends for me on not even the day. It's really just how I'm feeling in the moment. And so if intuitive dressing is a thing, where it used to be, what is everybody else wearing? And we still love to ask that question because we want to be somewhat aligned to the space. But I think that for me, it's really about tuning in to how I'm feeling. And I think since coming to Miami, there's been a lot more fun, a lot more experimentation as I've been able to show more parts of my personality. It's really expanded what I'm comfortable putting out there, which I love.
I love that too. And from LinkedIn to coaching retreats, you've seen how culture is built and what makes a truly resilient people first team in today's work environment, in your opinion.
Well, I had an amazing mentor at LinkedIn, Mike Gibson, who said that culture was a competitive advantage. And I've seen that true over and over again. And I think that resilience comes from true alignment. When the team is clear on their role and their purpose and sees themselves as building something that's bigger than themselves, that's where the magic happens. I actually was hesitating when I got offered the role at LinkedIn so many years ago, and the recruiter called me and said, do you want to continue in a job, or do you want to change the way the world works?
It's a great question.
And I mean, for me at the time, that was it. I was like, okay, well, how do I say no to that, right? And so I think that when culture is so ingrained into what you do that it becomes really motivating for behavior, because you do feel like you're part of something so much bigger.
For sure. No, that's a great answer again. And now let's jump into the fun part of the shoes that you brought in. Let's check them out. All right.
They're so beautiful.
I love them. So these are the people that are not watching. These are black Burberry pumps, and they're not like, they're probably medium height, and they have a beautiful strap and like a little toe ring.
Yes.
Which is very sexy, I think.
I love it. Aren't they so pretty?
Yeah. So tell us
the story
behind these beautiful
of the shoes. So I had just come to your event at your house here, where we were doing a little bit of shoe trading, right?
Oh yes, that was the first one that we did. Yeah,
shoe swap, which was so much fun. And actually, wait, before that, I truly was calling in a new pair of black pumps. I was like, I really just think I need a new pair of pumps. I'm like ready to expire my old ones. And so I came here, got a pair of beautiful black pumps here. And then the next day I'm at a friend's house and I'm telling her about this luxury shoe swap. And she says, oh, you're an 8.5? I have a pair.
Oh, is this these? Oh yes. My God, I love that story. Yeah.
So she gave me these shoes.
Wow. What a nice friend. I mean, hey, like we all have stuff that in our closet that we don't wear, right?
I'm not wearing these shoes, and they're so beautiful, and I'm so grateful.
And they look comfortable too.
And they're pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too bad.
Nice.
Not too
Well,
bad. Yeah.
cheers to your friend and the event and everything. That's awesome.
To the next swap. Yeah, she's great.
And now let's go through this fun little this or that. I'm not going to ask you all of these, but I will ask the most fun ones.
Okay, please.
All right. LinkedIn algorithm or dance floor rhythm?
Well, I love LinkedIn, and I still use it in my business every single day. But I also have movement and dance as part of my weekly routine.
Oh,
I go to
love
a dance class every week.
What kind of dance class?
It's a mix of like a hip hop and R&B and
That's so much
Latin
fun.
pop, everything. And then there's a creative movement class. There's so many things. So dance is truly a part of my being. So it has to be.
So, well, hey, it could be both too. It's okay.
But yeah, both.
Coaching call or stage mic?
I mean, I love my weekly coaching calls. I think the stage mic only because the ability to scale and just really share, joy and love and freedom at that level is like, that's
I love
the goal.
that.
Yeah.
Founder hustle or barefoot Sunday?
I think the barefoot Sunday leads to the founder hustle. You need that in order to get to the hustle.
I like that. Conscious communication or confident confrontation?
I think every communication can be conscious without needing to feel confrontational.
True. Early morning journaling or late night meditations?
I'm a night owl. I love my evening routine.
Nice. I'm actually the opposite of that. So.
They're all good.
Emotional intelligence or executive edge?
I mean, I think you need emotional intelligence to execute your executive edge.
True. Well, Kelly, thank you so much for sharing your insight, your leadership, and your layers. You remind us that conscious power isn't loud. It's deeply rooted, beautifully aligned, and transformational from the inside out.
Thank you so much for having me. This is so fun.
And to everybody who is listening, if you're standing at a pivotal point between ambition and exhaustion, success and soul, this conversation is your reminder that reinvention isn't failure, it's really evolution. So send this episode to all your friends who are thinking about changing their career and they're not sure. It's a really good example of Kelly, who is successful now, coaching other women who are in that situation. And follow Kelly's journey. We'll share her website and learn more about her coaching and speaking work. And let today be your starting point to redefine how you lead and how you live. And until next time, stay rooted, stay radiant, and remember, the most powerful thing you could wear is your truth. Cheers.
Cheers to that.
Yeah. So the last part of this is I'm going to actually ask you to pick a pair of shoes out of here that you would wear.
Oh my gosh, there's so
And
much.
then we'll take a photo, a little Polaroid with those shoes.
Oh my god.
So yeah, don't look just here. We have black ones too.
Yeah, no, I love it all. The ones that I was drawn to from the beginning are just these because the heel is so fun. So I love that. But I feel like I have to, I don't know. Like I really just want to see all of them. Oh my god, they're so fun. They're so fun. They're so fun.
Okay, what are you gonna pick?
You have a lot of pink. What am I gonna wear? How about these? This is something that I don't have anything like this.
Yes, okay, I love that for you. That's great.